Then I took another invitation, this time from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, under the same promise to bring the community together. And I proposed a project called the Virtual Jihadi. And this is specifically a project dealing with video games and how video games demonize others and literally making them the target. And the inspiration for that came from a video game with a funny name, The Night of Bush Capturing. I thought Al-Qaeda got into porn, but apparently they did not get into that. And what it was a first game shooter. And the game was called The Quest for Saddam. In that game, there are 7 levels, and all of them you face Saddam. As an Iraqi soldier, all the Iraqi soldiers, they have Saddam's face. And none of them speak any sense Arabic. Then even the vending machine called Camel Cola. So what did Al-Qaeda do? Very simple. They changed the skins in the game. From Camel Cola, they put Pepsi Cola. From the Saddam's face, they put Bush's face. From the Iraqi soldier, they put American soldier. And all of a sudden, there was an outrage about the game. And I thought, this is because a simple poetic gesture, in a way, changing the skin of the game, and all of a sudden we become in our comfort zone outrage. So I start developing the objective of the game. I want it to be mirror exposing hypocrisy and racism. I wanted to reverse the role of hunter and hunted. I want to address the issue of suicide bombers, and then I want to involve people who may not be willing to engage in the dialogue. I mod the game by selecting an avatar, Assassin's Creed, and my team, the 3D team I had, it was not that great, so my avatar became this really a paste and cut of too many different time eras with the suicide build, but I insist that my face looked good in that game. And it did. And the way I inserted my avatar here is to go and assassinate President Bush. It really was not a good idea at all. So I entered my avatar and allowed people to hire me in the game to go after the president and assassinate him.
هاتف الشبل هاتف الشبل هاتف الشبل سأحيا سرمديا وأمام الظلم وأمام الظلم وأمام الظلم إعصارا عتيا هاتف الشبل هاتف الشبل هاتف الشبل سأحيا سرمديا وأمام الظلم وأمام الظلم وأمام الظلم إعصارا عتيا أبذلوها وأشتاق المنيا في يميني ناطق الصبر أبيا من دمائي ترتوي الأرض فداء تنبت الأرض نضالا أبديا أبذل الروح وأشتاق المنية في يميني ناطق الصخر أبيا من دمائي ترتوي الأرض فداء تنبت الأرض نضالا أبديا جاهل الباغون أني في إبائي شامخ ما عشت يوما للدنية جاهل الباغون أني في إبائي شامخ ما عشت يوما للدنية عاصب الهامة عاصب الهامة عاصب الهامة قداما جريا فاجري عزي فاجري عزي سلاحي ومقلاعي وبائي.
On the day of the opening of the show, I realized that was not a good idea because the FBI, the CIA, the Homeland Department, and the Secret Service showed up. All of them, and I thank them for coming to see the show. They didn't appreciate the gesture. They said, so at that day, some of the students called me a terrorist on campus and called the art department a terrorist safe haven, and they lobbied the president of the school to shut the game down. And the president of the school, instead of saying, hey, this is just an art show, it's supposed to raise awareness, the president sent the provost to interrogate me for about half an hour before I was let go and have the show and the talk. But immediately the day after, the show was suspended. And two reasons was given. Is the exhibit driven from a product that from terrorist organization, and the second one is suggest the killing of president, and then it was closed permanently. Right after that, we had the Sanctuary for the Independent Media in Troy proposed to host the game, and immediately we have an opposition, this time by somebody in the government holding three different positions, calling the game terrorism and not art.
Yeah. It started with RPI suspending this exhibit, but it is going to take place today at the Sanctuary for Independent Media. The Rensselaer County Legislature Majority Leader there, Robert Murch, says he's disgusted that they are going to host this exhibition.
There is a serious safety concern, not about just me, but also the sanctuary and the people here. And I wonder if that's a legit concern, if there is any steps we need to take here.
The neighborhood that we're in is the most heavily policed neighborhood in the capital region. I called the Rensselaer County District Attorney and called him at home today and left him a message saying that we're concerned that one person who's simultaneously an employee of the city, county, and state is organizing a protest and is using very inflammatory language.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Bilal?
Bilal?
No, A, I have not seen the game. B, I only know about you from what I've read in the paper and I've seen on TV. That can be nothing but terrorism. It's so far, in my view, from art. It's just, it's terrorism.
I've been told that all Muslims are liars. And secondly, that all mosques should be closed. You're going down. You and your right are going down. I think we went out of our way not to kill Iraqis. I think they're probably doing more killing of each other at this point.
But I think he's just a terrorist in sheep's clothing.
We tried to get rid of any kind of, plot, all that stuff you saw, we got rid of it. And, we're trying to deal with all that stuff.
Well, the doors haven't been...
I printed this out. This is a quote that we got from Mangione. We're working on it. Unless you think we're not taking it seriously, we're moving on it, as fast as we can.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get on that. That's going to be right on the top of our list. Well, thanks for coming out.
All right.
Thank you. If you see anything that's
appreciate it.
just let us know. Sooner the better.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good. Nice to see you. Come on over for the show tonight.
Yeah.
I have not heard him saying it's going to be a peaceful protest, and I would appreciate very much for him to say that on the air.
Everybody will be peaceful. Sounds like you have a little fear.
And once again, many people showed up to the opening and the conversation, but to our own surprise, the city of Troy this time shut down not only the game, the exhibition, they shut down the entire gallery, saying the doors for the gallery, There are 29 inches, not 30 inches, and this has nothing to do with the politics. And we said, correct. But what was amazing after that is how people mobilize on the street to bring change, and they did. And within a few days, they forced the city to open the space and to compensate later the gallery to be
video game
fixed.
exhibit, first banned on the RPI campus and then at a Troy Art Center, led to a protest.
An Iraqi refugee, imprisoned and tortured by Saddam Hussein, finally makes his way to the United States, learns English, gets a college degree, becomes an art professor, does art projects so important that he's the Chicagoan of the Year last year, and gets invited to Troy, New York, thinking it was a great honor. Rather than being welcomed, we decided to shut him up, because what he had to say was so troubling to us that we couldn't hear it.
He should go back to his own country.
The free speech has got to go so far. It's a time of war. I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm not saying he shouldn't show it. I just disagree with the content of the video.
Art, whatever its medium, is the constitutionally protected expression of a point of view. Art about terrorism is not an act of terrorism.